Yuki at Yuki27__ translated from Chinese Today in New York. I met up with a friend working in neuromedicine, who's currently developing brain-computer interfaces. She actually said that, in the academic world, Musk's Neuralink is considered outdated technology. Biologists look down on his approach of treating press releases like science, and Neuralink falls into the category of engineering ahead, science cutting corners. I drove 3 hours from DC to get here, originally thinking it was just a catch-up chat, but we ended up talking all afternoon about brain-computer interfaces, AI, and storage anxiety. After securing funding, they can now design their own chips and order 22 nanometer versions from fabs. In Europe, 22 nanometers is the sweet spot for low-power analog chips, capable of operating at 0.5 V, which is especially ideal for implantable neural recording. They are currently researching how weight loss injections act on the brain. Right now, no one knows exactly how different weight loss drugs suppress appetite in the brain, or the specifics of how they affect the hypothalamus and the brain's reward circuits, dopamine pathways. So, they're drilling holes in rats' heads, implanting chips, and needing to measure changes in neural signals in real time. Because the data volume is absurdly massive, with incredibly high frequency, they need 10,000 terabytes, or 10 PB, of storage. It was the first time I heard storage measured in PB. Neural signals have to be sampled at 30,000 Hz, 30,000 measurements per second per electrode, to capture spikes that last just 1 millisecond. Each data point is only 2 bytes, but multiply that by hundreds of electrodes, then by 24 hours non-stop, and one probe generates 80 gigabytes per hour. She said a single 1 PB enterprise-grade disk costs more than her monthly salary, and maintaining PB scale storage long-term runs over $1 million in 5 years. The lab doesn't have that kind of budget, so they can only buy 1 PB at a time and use it frugally. For scale, Harvard and Google mapped 1 cubic millimeter of human brain at full resolution, that's 1.4 PB. A whole mouse brain would probably take an EB, 1000 PB. It's not just the single-shot data size, it's the frequency and storage. Anxiety isn't unique to biomedicine. In astronomy, the SKA radio telescope will generate 700 PB per year. CERN's Collider is already processing data at EB scale. Storage is what sets the ceiling for cutting-edge science. When data gets huge, communication and transmission efficiency takes a hit. So we talked about optical communication, chip interconnect. Materials started with aluminum. In 1997, IBM switched to copper, 40% lower resistance, and now they're shifting from copper to light. This lines up perfectly with what Jensen Huang said at GTC in March 2025, NVIDIA released a silicon photonics plus co-packaged optics, CPO, switch to scale AI data centers to 1 million parts. Why does copper have to give way to light? Because the faster the speed, the shorter the distance. Copper can transmit at high frequencies. Copper skin effect and losses skyrocket. At 1.6 TbS, a copper wire can't even span the height of a rat. So signals have to become lasers. Beyond storage, lab animal costs are sky high too. A lab monkey costs $35,000 to $50,000 just to acquire and factor in a user. Specialized feeding, surgeries, vet care, and institutional management fees, the full life cycle easily tops $100,000 per monthly. A mouse is $80 and you're paying for it. And you're paid for its genetic purity. I asked, why use mice and monkeys, not rabbits? She said mice come with a full genetic toolkit, 24,000 ready-made strains, gene knockouts, optogenetics, and monkeys. Because their brain structure is closest to humans. Rabbits are middling in intelligence, and don't excel at either. Genetic toolkit, 24,000 ready-made strains. Because their brain structure is closest to humans. Rabbits are middling in intelligence, and don't excel at either. End, so they're not used. Now, a lot of AI companies are poaching people like her who do brain research, and there are 2 reasons. The first is efficiency. The human brain is the most energy efficient computer on Earth. It handles vision, language, movement, reasoning, all in parallel, for just 20 watts, about a dim light bulb. A high-end AI chip, by contrast, guzzles 300 to 700 watts, and training large models can hit megawatts, or even gigawatts. The difference is that computers are fundamentally binary, 0 and 1, with transistors flipping like mad at gigahertz frequencies. The brain is analog and sparsely firing. Neurons only light up and consume energy when needed. AI companies want to borrow that efficiency. So right now, the hottest job at AI firms is neuroscientist. The second layer is subtler. We actually have no clue how the brain works, and AI isn't exactly the same boat. Anthropic found that when AI answers you, it's actually thinking up its own internal stuff, and the reasons it gives out loud aren't necessarily honest. For example, researchers secretly fed Claude a wrong answer as a prompt, and it would spin a plausible chain of reasoning around it, admitting it used the prompt only 25% to 39% of the time. Anthropic CEO said that when AI summarizes a document, we don't know, at a concrete and precise level, why it makes those choices. AI's thoughts are a black box. Their goal is to build an MRI for AI, and by 2027, they hope to understand what's happening inside. We ended up talking about surgery too. Since the brain itself has no pain receptors, people can undergo craniotomy while fully awake. Mice get craniotomies, chip implants, and suturing, and can live normally for months. Afterward, she joked that she could crack open my skull for me, but hoped I'd never need it. After chatting the whole afternoon, my biggest takeaway was, right now, we actually know so little about the human brain, and about AI. But precisely because of that, I'm increasingly convinced we're living in the best era. True self-driving cars are already on the roads. Quantum computing is advancing by leaps and bounds. Humanity is seriously gearing up for the first Mars landing. Brain-computer interfaces are starting to decode the brain. Today on the streets of New York, I kept bumping into ads for AI and crypto, taxi rooftops saying it's happening with Ripple, plus ads for BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, subway platforms with OpenAI's codex. Things we couldn't even imagine before, all happening at once in America. And we're lucky enough to be born in this, the best era.